Hi, you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so excited you're here and welcome. So, this is for every woman who's ever whispered to herself, is this it? Is this it? So, this is called How to Reinvent Yourself in Midlife Without Starting Over. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, here's a little bit about me. And let me kind of tell you a little bit about my past. So, for many years, I found myself kind of caught in the hustle of life, feeling pulled in every direction. And I know you know what I mean, doing all the things and everything for everyone else. And I lost sight of my own power. So, I was juggling all these roles, expectations, wearing all these hats of mother, wife, daughter, sister, the employee at work, and the constant expectations and pressure of being everything to everyone, um, kind of just left me feeling empty and running on autopilot. And so I felt this weight on my shoulders and on my chest of just trying to fit into the societal norms, trying to fit into molds that didn't serve me any longer. And it wasn't until I reached this pivotal point, I'm going to say, 40s all the way through now, that I knew that I had to do something. It's this midlife shift. And I wanted to not have a midlife crisis, but a midlife shift. So, a little bit here, as you see about me, Chicago is home. You can see a little bit in the background here. I'm a 54-year-old divorced working mom of three. I have a journal on Amazon called 100 Things I'm Grateful For. And it's something I've been doing for almost 10 years now. And if you're interested in that, I'm going to link it below here so that you can grab that journal. And I also have a free gratitude practice that you can sign up for that kind of guides you through that to either starting or reigniting a gratitude practice. And that's been the foundation, truly, the foundation of my life. And that's one of the things that's really shifted my life. So, vegetarian for 30 plus years. Can you believe that? And then a lover of experiences, connection, and deep conversations. They fuel me. I'm a yogi teacher, and meditation and journaling truly make me happy. So, you know, a few years ago, I was anxious, disconnected, and felt like I was going through all these motions. And then I took back my power and everything changed. And so today I help other women do the same. So everything changed for me when I made that commitment to not just live for myself, to also help others, particularly midlife women. You can see in these pictures here, I'm doing yoga here in Chicago, and I have taught for Avon, Reebok, Chase, University of Chicago, Oakley brands, and so many more. So, when I help women rediscover their purpose, their power, and their passion, their life changes and shifts just like mine did in the most amazing ways. And so, I wanted to build this community, right, where women could connect, transform, and embrace this chapter of their lives with boldness and clarity. And the mission became clear. Um, I wanted to make a space where women could ask these deep life-changing questions and that would guide them to their highest potential without any criticism, without any judgment. So I like to say I'm building something bigger than myself now. Through my coaching courses and my holistic approach to wellness, I help women navigate midlife with intention and strength. So, doing this together, we break through limiting beliefs, discover our passions, and step into lives that truly reflect our worth. As you can see here on the slide, I have been focused and featured in Mantra Magazine, Better Homes and Garden Magazine, blackdoctor.org, and in various online articles talking about this, talking about what I do. So, you are here, and I'm so excited you're here because something has pulled you to me and to this presentation. So you've spent decades doing everything for everyone else, and it's no wonder you feel a bit disconnected from yourself. And the real problem, I want to tell you, it's not your age and it's not your past. It's a disconnection from your truth, your power, and your desires. You're craving more joy, more purpose. And as you know, I talk about all the time, you're craving that midlife magic. You're meant for something more and unsure of where to start. All right. So the real problem, like I said, is not your age, it's not your body, it's not your past. It's truly the disconnection from your choose. Your oh my gosh. You guys, bear with me. It's not your age, your body, or your past. It's disconnection from your truth, your power, and your desires. So when you spend decades doing everything for everyone else, you become disconnected from your own truth and your own power. You kind of lose sight of who you are and what you live for, what you're here to do, what you enjoy. You lose sight, you lose confidence. And I want to bring you back to that knowing and that being so you can step into your fullest potential. So I stopped asking myself what's wrong with me because I realized there was nothing wrong with me, right? And I started saying, hey, what's possible for me? And then that's when this glow up started to happen. And it happened from this inside out. So I stopped chasing the fixes and I did the inner work. And that meant journaling, meditating, yoga, taking Pilates. It meant reading books, a lot of self-help books. It meant having the difficult conversations. It meant doing the hard stuff so that I could push through to the other side. And when you do that, and I say this often if you follow me on Instagram, when you change your vibration, you glow up, you shift everything on this internal, your external world shifts as well. So, this isn't about burning your life down. This isn't about forgetting and trying to change who you are. It's about lighting your inner fire. So today I'm going to walk you through this 3-step reinvention framework and how to shift from like autopilot to aligned and really how to shift from connected and thriving, right? So it's time to create your most empowered chapter. And that means you have to do things differently to step into this next chapter. And that is what I'm going to walk you through. So here's the truth, right? You don't need to start over. You just need to shift. This framework has helped me and so many others. I'll make sure to give you some testimonials. I'll leave them on the page here. You can see them. But it's helped so many others create a life that feels aligned, powerful, and full of purpose. And it's helped women like step back into their power, to feel confident in their skin, to feel confident in who they are, to speak their truth, to protect their energy and their space and their peace. And it's powerful. So, the 3 R's of midlife reinvention are release, reclaim, and reignite. So, let's go into these a little bit more. So, step 1 is release. This step is all about creating space. We can't step into like who we're becoming if we're still clinging on to who we are expected to be. So releasing is freedom. And step 1 of release is you have to let go of outdated roles and beliefs. And I'm going to give you an example here. So many times I would wear certain clothing because I thought I had to wear those things or dress in a certain way to go to an event. And I would always be uncomfortable because I wasn't being authentic to myself. And so that's one of the things that I kind of released, right? Now I dress in what I feel comfortable in and what makes me feel happy and full of joy. And so when you go through your life, you start to realize that some of these roles and beliefs and things that you do really aren't yours. They were passed down to you from so many places. And so I love to say this. I love to tell the women I work with, especially on beliefs. So sometimes here's a silly one. You know, after you've had children, you can't wear a bikini. It's a belief. It's a belief with many family members of mine. I'm 54. I have 3 children, and I still rock a bikini. You want to know why? Because I want to, and I feel comfortable in it. And so when that belief sometimes comes up, I say it does not belong to me, and I return to sender. With love, return to sender, because that is their belief and not mine. And so you can start to do that as well. The second part of this is releasing the pressure to be everything for everyone. And you know what I'm talking about. You know, you feel like you have to do all the things, show up at all the things, be available for all the people. And what that does is drains your own energy. And so when you release this pressure to be everything from everyone and set these healthy boundaries for yourself, you begin to come back to your own. And I want you to remember this: boundaries are for you, they're not for other people. And other people are going to hate when you set boundaries. Let's be real. But these boundaries are for you. So you're going to release that pressure of being everything for everyone, right? And take care of you. And then you're going to clear space for who you're becoming. I love to say, write this down. Who do you want to be? And that woman that you want to be, where does she live? How does she take care of herself? How does she dress? How does she speak? How does she feel? Right? And so clear that space. Know who it is that you want to become and that who you truly are on the inside, and be open to that. You have to create space for who you want to become. And by clearing that space, you're releasing and opening and making space. So journal on these, right? Write down, what are your old outdated roles and beliefs? Write down some of the things you need to stop doing or being for others, and write down the things that no longer, feel good for you, to make space for the woman you want to become. And then write down exactly the things the woman you want to become does. How does she think? How does she speak? What does she do? What does she wear? How does she feel? And it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. So we're going to go in to step 2 now, which is reclaim. So this is where your glow up begins. You start tuning back into this inner wisdom and desire and vision, right? You're understanding who you are, what you like to do. You understand the importance of your circle of influence and who you spend time with. You understand this, and you're reclaiming right here your energy, your confidence, and your trust. So, in this reclaim area, you're going to reconnect with your voice, your values, and vision, right? My voice. Do I use my voice? Do I speak my truth? Do I take up space? My values. Are your values in alignment with who you want to be? Or are your values something that you think you have to believe in? Are they values that were passed down to you that really don't fit who you are and who you want to be? And your vision, right? Your vision. What is the vision you have for yourself or for your family? And how do you achieve that vision? I would say write all of these things down, you guys. Step 1, write them all down. Answer, journal freely, because you'll be amazed when you go back and read these, just what you notice and what you need to release in order to move forward. So after you reconnect, you're going to reclaim your energy, your confidence, and your self trust. And so a lot of these, I talk to women a lot about confidence, and many of us are not so confident. And how do you become more confident? How do you reclaim your energy? How do you build more self trust? And I'm going to give you just a couple of ideas here, and then so that you can start to understand. So reclaiming your energy is no longer rushing, right? Scheduling things out, making time for your own self care. And reclaiming your confidence is doing more of the things that you're really good at, because you know then that you can achieve it. And some of us are good at dancing, some of us are good at painting, some of us are good with pets, some of us are good at doing all of these things that we no longer do because we're stuck in doing for everyone else. And so come back to doing more of the things that make you feel confident. And I want to also emphasize this: your confidence comes from also how you present yourself. And I know many of us are on autopilot for so many years, you know, but I want you to get up and get dressed in the morning. I want you to put on clothing that makes you feel good and put your jewelry on and put your perfume on. I am a sucker for a good shower at night and perfume for bed, before bed, because it just makes me feel good. So do those things that just boost your energy and confidence. Play some music and dance around the house when you're cooking, right? Reclaim all of this positive energy in yourself and in your space. You'll start to trust yourself more. And this is important. Do those things too that light you up. If you like to go run and play and dance in the rain, do it. If you like to go dancing, find some friends and go dancing. If you want to go on sunrise walks or sunset walks, do them again. Commit to the things that light you up. If it's you going to the gym more, if it's you spending time with people that are important to you that really you haven't been able to make time for, make time, schedule it in. These three things here in step 2 are about reclaiming your wisdom, your desires, listening into that intuition, and doing more of the things that build your confidence, right? That reset your nervous system, that give you more energy, and that build more trust in yourself and this life you're living. And as you could see, I could speak on this forever, but I want you to really journal on those. And we're going to move to step 3. So, step 3, it's not about hustle, it's about harmony. We're going to tap into our midlife magic. And it comes when you stop shrinking, it comes when you start showing up fully and aligned. And I'm going to explain what aligned means, because sometimes I know the word gets a little bit confusing. So, clarify your vision for this chapter of your life. So, write on that. What do I want this chapter of my life to look like? You could be writing about the next 3 months, the next month, the next 6 months, the next year. What does that look like for you? And so, some examples: does that look like spending really good quality time with your children or with some friends or family? Does that look like, moving your body more or eating better? Because when you do these things and create this vision for for this next chapter and commit to them and be dedicated to do them, you start to shift your life. And so when you cut out that external noise and that external need for validation on what you're doing and who you are, you start to step back into your power. And that's what I want you to remember. So, next thing is this: building these aligned daily habits. So, remember at the beginning here when I welcomed you, I talked about my 100 things I'm grateful for journal. That is one of my daily habits that has been prominent part of my life for 10 years. Every single morning for 10 years, I have written down what I'm grateful for. And I call it 100 things I'm grateful for because I numbered the page from 1 to 100 and started. That is a daily habit for me. And it is aligned because alignment is about doing the things that feel good, that are leading you in the direction of the life you want, the person you are, the things that you know that you can have. And so I do daily gratitude journaling because I know, number one, it attracts more things to be grateful for. It's a part of my daily habits, my daily routine. I don't skip it because it holds me accountable. Number two, it shifts my mood and my vibration in an instant. And so, more aligned daily habits may be you committing to working out 3 times a week, you committing to make a phone call and call a family member or friend. It could be as simple as you making your bed every day to make sure that your room is neat and clean. neat and clean. So it's you defining what these habits are for yourself. And I go into all of these things later down the road in a course that I have. I'll talk to you about that in a minute. And we do these things in detail, and we create these habits, and we work through all of these things in minute detail so that you have them. So start thinking about what habits will lead you on this path of midlife magic and creating that life you want for yourself. And the last one here in step 3, show up fully and apologetically. What does that mean to you? I would love for you guys to drop something down here in the chat if you can, in the messages here. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can write it in the comment section below. You can always email me, hello@angelrenee.co. I would love just to hear some feedbacks on step 1, 2, and 3. So showing up fully and apologetically is a game changer. Do you hear me? Game changer. Let me tell you why. When you do that, you are taking up all the space. Excuse my language here, but you are like no fucks given. You are really taking up space, speaking your truth, showing up fully, standing in your power. And it is a beautiful thing. I say this all the time. When one woman steps boldly and unapologetically in her power, she gives others permission to do the same. And you are here because it's what you want. And it is your time to shine and do that as well. Step into your power. Those are the 3 steps. It's a reminder that you don't have to settle, you don't have to shrink. You get to rise in midlife because it is not a crisis. It's not a crisis, it's a calling. To me, it has been a calling. It is a time where I feel most seen. I'm not shrinking, I'm not hiding. I'm not listening to what's out there in the media saying that you're not good enough and that you just kind of blend into the woodwork. This is the time in the life where I feel the most empowered, I have the most wisdom, and I feel the most seen. And I know that you want that too. You don't have to shrink, you get to rise. It is this calling to do this work so that you can feel grounded, balanced, and empowered. It's just a glimpse of what's possible. You're going to feel grounded and confident in your identity again, in who you are. And you're going to know without any hesitation who you are and what you stand for. Live in balance rather than like over giving, and create this magical, abundant, expansive life on your terms. On your terms. It's what I'm doing. It's what the women that join me in this program are doing, and I'm here for it. So right here at this moment, you have a choice. It's a crossroad, right? You've seen what's possible, and then you get to choose what's next. It's either go back to life as it was, living on autopilot, living day to day as if they're the same, or it's to step forward into who you are becoming. So if this has resonated with you and you're ready to go deeper, you're not alone, and you're going to do it with real support, then this is your invitation. I created this course for women just like you. It's time to experience midlife magic, and it's been waiting for you. So this invitation is to join me and go deeper. I've created this wonderful community of women in this wonderful course called Unstoppable at Midlife, rediscovering your purpose, your power, and passion. So if something inside you is stirring right now, if you're thinking on this, listen, because it's not doubt, it's your soul. I would say your soul is telling you that it's time. It's time to release what's no longer yours to carry. It's time to reclaim your voice. You're confident, you're fire. And I know all you midlife women out there are full of fire. We all are. We all are. It's our time to shine. It's time to reignite your purpose and have the life that you dream of on your terms. And you've done the work of holding it all together. And now it's time to do the work of coming back home to yourself. Who's with me? So you'll move through everything we touched on today, but on a deeper, granular level. Step by step, you're going to get transformative modules, workbooks, bonuses, and meditations to keep you aligned and moving forward on this journey. So there's 6 transformative video modules. There's printable workbook, guided reflections, bonus right now, midlife glow meditation and daily journal prompts, but there are more meditations, daily affirmations, Q&A, and also live community coaching sessions. So I would love to have you join us. If this is for you, there is a button below where you can join us now, or a link below where you can join me now and learn more. This isn't about personal growth. I want to tell you that. It's about personal power. And when you look at it that way, you understand that there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. You've just lost sight of who you are, and you're going to step back in that power. I want you to live your life in alignment on your own terms. So if you're ready to stop shrinking, to stop living on autopilot and start shining, this is 100% for you. You want that confidence in your voice and your choices, and you're craving clarity, connection, and more so, momentum. So I want you to remember this. You're not starting over. You're starting from power, from wisdom, from clarity. And I'm going to be right beside you every step of the way. So once again, enroll now or learn more by clicking the button or the link that's right below this video. The next chapter of your life, it's not waiting, it's calling you. It is time. Remember, you're not starting over, you're starting from power. It's time to reignite your purpose and finally live this life on your terms. You've done the work of holding it all together for everyone else, and being everything to everyone, right? And you're going to come home to yourself. So this course is just really, it's not a program, it's a reclamation, a rebirth. So if your heart right now is saying yes, I want you to trust it and come on this transformative journey with me. So when a woman steps into her power, she gives others permission to do the same. So what if in this moment right now, you look back on today and say, right here is when everything changed? Because midlife is truly not the end of your story. It's the most powerful chapter yet. I want to thank you so much for being here and for staying through this video with me. If you have any questions, please email me at hello@angelrenee.co. Connect with me on Instagram and hit the button below to learn more. I'll see you on the inside.